Hi, my name is Dr.
Gaukhar Baidildinova.
This video is a part of my lectures on evidence-based medicine and epidemiology. Let's now go over the key points and summarize each of the studies reviewed. Cross-sectional studies examine each subject at only one point in time. They're quick and affordable. This is the best way to determine the prevalence of commonly occurring diseases, but are inaccurate when studying the rare ones. The main summary statistic of cross-sectional studies is the odds ratio. Subjects are selected without regard to the outcome of interest. Cross-sectional studies gather weaker evidence of causality than cohort studies. Case control studies. They analyze what happened to each subject. They're also affordable and efficient due to small sample sizes and the retrospective nature of the studies. Subjects are selected specifically based on the outcome of interest. Only one outcome is being investigated. The goal of case control studies: to obtain odds ratios that approximate the relative risks for each variable under study, and they suffer from sampling bias and recall bias. Cohort studies. Cohort studies describe the incidence or natural course of a disease. This is the best way to establish the incidence and causes of disease. Subjects are selected before the outcome of interest is observed. Cohort studies look forward in time, following each subject. Measure events in temporal sequence, thereby distinguishing causes from effects. Predictors, risk factors, are analyzed, which allows the relative risk to be calculated. More than one outcome may be investigated at the same time. The main summary statistic of cohort studies is the relative risk ratio. If they are prospective, they are expensive, and often take a long time for sufficient baseline events to occur to produce meaningful results. Retrospective cohorts, where available, are cheaper and faster. Intervening variables are a major problem in analyzing cohort studies. Subject selection and subject loss to follow-up is a major potential cause of systematic error. I didn't get complacent and did another summary of all three types of population-based observational studies, but for one more slide. So, cross-sectional surveys are needed to determine the prevalence of some condition, and often, and this is sociology's favorite tool. All sociological surveys are cross-sectional surveys. Case control studies are retrospective comparisons of groups. They are focused on identifying possible predictors of outcome and are useful for studying rare diseases or outcomes, often used to generate hypotheses that are further investigated in prospective cohort or other studies. Cohort studies examine the prevalence of disease, incidence, causes, and prognosis, can identify what is a cause and what is an effect. On this slide, you see summarized research timelines.